Hi, I'm Dan and I'm totally annoyed with myself right now. I was trying to make a video and I'm not experienced in that, and I just recorded me creating this otter without any audio, and I'm not going to go back and overdub the audio or anything like that. Can't be bothered. And actually I find that when I'm recording I seem to do worse art and more mistakes until I get better, until I've practiced more at videoing. I guess that's the way it's going to be. But I wanted to show you guys how I was using some halftone brushes to create the otter, and then how I was able to make that a much bigger design than the halftone brushes would allow. And I've done the otter really, so I'm just going to hide him away, and I've still got these two text boxes which I want to grunge up a bit. This canvas is 10,000 pixels square, huge, so I'm just going to bring this down. What I'm doing is I'm clicking on one of the nodes and I'm holding down Control and Shift on my PC, my laptop, and made it a bit smaller. And now I'm going to go to Pixel Persona over here, and I've got quite a few brushes that I just purchased to give a go, but this is the True Grit halftone brushes over here. I was going to try, actually I don't even know what style I want to use, so I'm just going to have a look and see. This is halftone dot 45 degrees. Let's just try it. Make a new pixel layer on top, grab a brush, and we'll see what this looks like. Hopefully it's in white. Let's have a look at colour. What am I doing wrong? I'm on a brush. Let me think. Let me look. It's not inside this turned off layer, is it? No. Make it really red. Oh, there we go. I think I had a bad colour. Get rid of all that. I do want it white, and I do want it right on top. There we go. Why that wasn't working, I don't know. With this brush, let's see what I've got. Brushes, I've got this brush, I guess 80 is, who knows. Let's go over it. Let's go over the whole thing. Now if I grab another brush that's also got the 80 beside it, it's with bigger dots, might be to get, I don't know if this is what I'm going to go with or not. I'm doing it on a layer on top, so it's non-destructive to my art anyway. Let's have a look at what that looks like if you go out. Nothing like what I want, so what I could do is turn that off, grab a new pixel layer, and let's muck around with our brushes. Let's try some horizontal lines. These look cool. That's like distressed. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. This is the Singapore flag down this end. Oh, perfect. That's really cool. It's exactly the kind of thing I want. Normally, before I bought these brushes, I would do this in Clip Studio Paint. I would grab a ruler tool to make a straight line and a brush and just draw them. This is nice and quick. I like it. I've also got new vertical brushes. Doesn't look like it. Well, not in this set anyway. Oh, I'm gonna get rid of that. Control Z. What size brush did I have before? These 80s. Let's try it. Yeah, they line up better. What if I go down with it? No. I could certainly rotate my image and then use the same brush. Now it's going to grab something rough and hit the edges a bit. What if I put something right in there? So I watched I read a newspaper article about otters attacking somebody in Singapore. Said the guy was scared for his life, which I've never seen an otter, let alone a gang of otters, but I'll take his word for it. Anyway, I thought it was really interesting, and then I read a bit about otters and Singapore, and I thought, yeah, let's draw some. Now there's some sort of sidelines. I think I've actually got enough lines. I'm doing it quite sloppy, but I don't mind. I don't mind just slapping stuff everywhere on this one because I'm really just seeing what these brushes do. Literally haven't used them before. In fact, I don't really use pixel persona in Affinity Designer, which is why I bought these brushes. I thought, well, it's got such powerful tools that I'm neglecting. It's a shame. I do all my line art in Clip Studio, and I usually vectorize it in Inkscape, and then often bring it back here and color it in. Don't need that last one. Oh, let's not do that. That was a cut. I just want to go Control Z. I must have gone Control whatever. Okay, I'm happy with that for now. So I want to vectorize this so I can make it big. This is pixel persona, so it's not a vector. It'll be messy if it's messy anyway. It'll be messy if I make it big. So I'm going to go to my two at the side here, my two reds, and I'm going to make them black. I don't know if I have to go back to, looks like I do, back to vector persona for that. There you go, making them black. I'm going to go File, Save As, and I'm going to, no I'm not, cancel, File, Export, and I'm going to export those, doesn't matter what size, export, and I'm going to let's go over the top of the Singapore one because that was my otter that I vectorized. That shouldn't take long. Now I'm going to open up my Inkscape, File, Import. Here's the design. When I vectorize this I lose some detail, but it really doesn't matter. I'm drawing something sort of with a scruffy kind of style. This is taking a while because it's a huge image. There we go. So I'm just going to go, let's close that, trace bitmap. Got path, trace bitmap, and I'm just going to leave that at its default. If you want to have the same settings as me, you would just hit revert back to original settings. Make sure it's selected. Doesn't seem, oh yeah, it is. It's a huge file around the outside there. And I'll go OK. Now did have to make it black with the settings on trace bitmap there. Tracing red may not have worked, or tracing a light color. Right, so now I've got two copies. I've got my vector one, which is the one that's just that size. You can see the arrows are on the outside of it, and my bitmap, which is huge. You don't need bitmap anymore. Get my vector one, file, copy, back to, and delete this one as well. File, paste. Right, there is my vectorized text. I know it's vectorized now because I can change its color, which is cool because the Singapore flag is a red. And I've got my otter. I'll turn him back on. There we go. So I just want to make it now that my otter is the same color exactly as the background there. So what I did then was I dragged out from the color, my color picker. It made sure my otter was selected. I don't know if I did actually, and then did that. Clicked on it, and we're all good. Now I'm just going to select everything. So I dragged, detect everything. Let's do it again. Got it all, and we're just going to center it horizontal, center it vertically using the tool there. Right, so that's that. So looking at it, I can see that what I want to do is cut my otter out through this text, and I actually don't want to lose any text, so I'm just going to click on my text here, make it slightly bigger. There we go. And I'm just going to work on erasing around the otter. If you look closely, you can see that my vectorizing made it much more smooth, not as blocky and choppy, and that's cool by me. I quite like it. It might not be the effect that you always want, but for this, it's absolutely fine. Right, so my otter is on top. I'm going to change him to another color, or her. Grab my pencil tool, and I'm just going to trace straight over the edge. There's no doubt that someone like me who's not that experienced with making videos is going to make mistakes. My mistake here is using the same color for this fill that I am using for the background, because it makes it hard to see where I'm actually drawing. I change that, so obviously red would be a silly choice as well. Okay, so that what I've got here is my pencil tool, and I've selected up the top use fill, so I'm basically coloring in as I go within the borders of my otter. That's it at the top, and let's do the same thing at the bottom. I'm not entirely sure if I want the otter's claws at the bottom to be in front of or behind this, but I'm going to try it in front and just see how it looks there. And I feel like just there I might have missed a bit there. I did. Got it. Isn't around, so I use a Wacom Intuos tablet. I really like it. I can't actually imagine having a tablet that I have to hunch over or lean over. I quite like this. I can sit up nice and straight at my computer. I've got a laptop with a external monitor, which means I can just sit straight, which is good, because sometimes I can be here for a while. Time goes by. I bought a watch that buzzes every hour to tell me to stretch my back, but it doesn't really, it vibrates. It doesn't really vibrate enough or hard enough. And when you're really focused, you can miss it. Right, and we want to get rid of that. So basically I've covered up the stuff that I want to get rid of. So got all these greys down the side is my blocked in color. I've selected the top one, go down to this bottom one, hold down shift up here to add up in these functions, and that's going to join all that stuff together. Now let me think how I'm going to do this. I think what I might do is it's probably an effect I can use, like mask below. Let's have a look. Let's try this. Let's put that over there. Go to modes. Let's see if I can do erase. Oh yeah, that erased everything below, but that included erasing the background, which no, let's not do that. Okay, I'm going to go to my text. I'm going to duplicate it just in case I just change my mind later. Turn off the original one, pop it way down where I can forget about it. I'm going to bring this shading just above my text, select the shading, select the text. Let's see if we can go difference. I said difference, that's an Inkscape word. It was subtract in this app. Right, and it worked. So we're going to go back to our critter. Is that it there? No, it's there. Change him to red. And zoom out and have a look. And there is my Singapore street cat.